This time on Rat and Cat, survival tips for parents with small children. This is Rat and Cat, where we search for those who have gone missing so others can learn how to survive. I'm Nakia. I've been meaning to do this episode for a long time, but I have kids, and I don't really care to look into these stories of kids that have gone missing and stuff, but that much. But I'm finally getting around to it, and I wanted to show you the survival kit that I put together for my kid. I have a 2.5 and a 6-year-old, and my son and I have gone on several outings out together, and there are some things that I think it's easier to put together a pack than you realize. Some friends of ours gave us this pack. It's not the most expensive pack, but it's worked for him. And there are about 4 or 5 important things that you should remember. Number 1 is a whistle. Any kid can yell, but nobody can yell for a long time, thanks to the Wind River Search and Rescue for this whistle here. And so we just always keep this on one of his coats. And warm clothes, that's another important thing. A lot of times they'll have that on them, or you can put it in the bag as well. Number 3, of course, is water. Any water bottle. If your kid is really small, you might want to carry that for them or part of it, but it's good to give them that responsibility. Number 4, shelter. Kids will enjoy opening up one of these emergency shelters to practice and feeling how warm they are. These Mylar blankets, of course, used with supervision. But it'll keep them warm, and especially if they know how to use it and know it's in there. And then food. You can throw in a couple of power bars, maybe even 3 or 4 if you wanted something to keep them overnight if they had to stay out. And then you want to not only and light. You also, some sort of a little fun lantern is great. Something that they like, you can help them choose that, or let them choose that and help with the choosing of that. And if you the more you involve them, the more excited they are about that. Then the other thing is to instruct them and to practice and let them know that they need to stay put if they're lost and not wander. And so that means right exactly the moment that they're lost, they stay put. And I think aside from that, it's kind of the same thing, but aside from that is to not go off the trail. I don't have statistics on this, but I remember a Native American friend or a Native friend telling me how the Native kids were less likely to get lost because their parents always instructed them to never leave the trail. And I remember when, I think it was maybe 4, when our family went with some other families around the Boa Run, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's a lake portage route that takes about a week up in Canada. And I still have fond memories of that, even though I was really young. But I remember one time I got caught in between the different canoes. People were portaging, families were going back and forth. I found myself alone, and I got really scared. And I remember the path feeling really scary to me. So I started to go off into the side of the woods, just off the path, to hide until somebody would come along. And even when somebody came along, I didn't immediately come off until somebody said, what are you doing over there? Come on back on the path, let's go. And it doesn't make sense as an adult, but as a kid, that's what you want to hide. And so a lot of kids will leave the trail. And then I think the most important thing, and it's really raining, gotta get this done though, is to never leave your child alone. If they're 3, 4, 5, 6, even up there, you always want to leave them with another kid if they're old enough, or if they're 3 or less, don't leave them alone, because they're really likely just to wander and explore. My daughter does not listen to us at all. My son listens pretty good, but my daughter doesn't, and she'll just do whatever she wants. And so if we're not there to stop her, she's going to go. And danger is just, it wouldn't take long for them to wander off, but also there are cougars, and kids have been taken by cougars as well as adults. And I told this story recently, I was putting the goats out with my kids just behind me here, a few hundred feet that way, and in the morning, I went to get one goat. My daughter wasn't coming with me, and I thought, oh, I could just go grab the goat. I'd only be gone, she'd be only out of my eyesight for a minute or so. But then I thought, no, she could run away. And I don't think she would, but it's a possibility. And also a wild animal could be there that fast. And sure enough, later that evening, so I didn't do that. But later that evening, the goats were all acting funny. The mules next door were acting funny. We went out there and I unreleased the one and unreleased this. Once I unreleased the second goat, not unreleased, I went to release the goat, and there was a cougar there, about 12 feet away from me, staring at me, just huge eyes. You don't see eyes like that in pictures, let me tell you. It was ready for action, whether it was scared or ready for a meal or what. It wasn't after me, it was after the goats. I took out my cell phone to take a video of it. I hit the record. I thought I heard it ding, but then when I went to stop it, it wasn't recording. So I was really disappointed about that. But anyhow, I'm really glad that I didn't leave my daughter out there, and I was safe. I just backed away out of that area. Even after it left, it bounded off about after 30 seconds into the woods. So those are some tips for you parents out there to think about. I almost forgot the most important thing. Some sort of a little toy that they're attached to, a stuffed toy or other toy that they really like that would give them comfort if they're out there alone. Let me know in the comments below, what other tips would you add to keep your kids safe when they're in the wild. I look forward to reading your comments, and until next time, this is Rat and Cat, and I'm Nikita. Yeah, we're packing up camp.
And we're swimming too.
We went swimming. Hey Justice, you want to tell me what you think?